We're live here this hour in the WNIS studios, my friends. Glad to have you here with 757 House Whisperer, live here all hour long for you to get your calls in, get your questions in. We're live here on the area, on the air, 757housewhisperer.com is the website to go to, and we'll give you some phone numbers to get some free consultations with the experts here this hour. But Mr. Chuck Worley, welcome to the show, my friend, and glad to have you here.
We are back. We are back, waiting for your questions. Y'all call in at 627-7979, 627-7979. Call in any questions about your houses, any issues with your houses from roofing. We got the roofing expert, Justin, here with Pyramid Roofing tonight. We got Albin, anything about homes, building homes, remodeling, fixing homes, bathroom, anything having to do with that. And then, of course, Chuck Worley, Worley's Home Services. We're doing heating and air conditioning, electrical, plumbing, crawl space encapsulations, molds, mildews, attic insulation, spray foam, anything you guys have questions about. The reason we created this show was to serve the 757 and help them fix their houses. You got to fix your houses. We are really good at fixing houses. We call this the 757 House Whisperer Show because houses talk to me. There's nothing about a house that we can't figure out. And what I've done is I figured out I'm not the smartest guy in town, but I'm smart enough to surround myself with very intelligent people. And that's what I've done here. We have got Mike Davenport with CVP, Custom Vinyl Products. He deals with anything windows. The guy is a beast. He's 72 years old. He has got more wisdom than all of us. Mike's probably listening tonight. I joke that he's the longest in the tooth on the show. So he is great. Justin here, like I said, any questions on roofing, he is the man. He is the man. And then Albin, of course, any remodeling, any new builds. He actually has a big thing about 25 problems that people have building a house.
Basically your top 25 mistakes that homeowners make when they're building houses.
Yeah, so 25 mistakes. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we always have prepared for you guys, trying to put together a great show for you and talk about houses. But 757-627-7979. Please call in tonight. Ask your questions. Anything about the house, from the crawl space to the roof. There is nothing about the house that we can't fix. So I would like to tell you our service area. Pyramid's got 3 offices, one Williamsburg, Norfolk, and Hampton, right? So we service everywhere from pretty much New Kent to Wano, just not Richmond, all the way to the Virginia line. So all 4 of us, 5 of us here, we run pretty much anywhere in the 757. We cheat a little bit to the 804, which is New Kent and Towano. So y'all are secret 757 people up there in Towano. So the office number is our 757-955-9415. So you can call or text. We got my beautiful fiance over there manning the phone. So if you have questions or you don't want to call in, you might want to text in. We are going to be able to answer your questions. So thank you, Albin, for pointing that out. We are offering a free Starbucks card to anybody that calls in and asks a question about their house. So not only are we going to give you very intelligent answers to problems in your house, but you also get a free Starbucks card. And who can say no to that, right? So the other things we have tonight, I've got another trivia question. Y'all smashed the MASH questions last week. I was really impressed that everybody called in, everybody knew Hawkeye Pierce and Loretta Swit's nickname, Hot Lips Houlihan. So y'all crushed it on MASH. So I guess we're in the right age group. I'm 55, and my mama made me watch that daggone show every single week, man. She loved MASH. But so the trivia question tonight is, who remembers the phone number that we used to call to get the time? You're too young, Justin.
I've never even heard of something like that. Come on.
That's because everything we have now, cell phones, everything we have has the daggone time on it. Our watches, our quick, what do you call these things? Apple Watches. Heck, they do everything.
All
They
I
do your
know is-
pulse now. They do your
All I
pulse.
know is if my mom said it was dinner time, I need to be at the dinner
Was it?
table.
Were you old enough to have the bell ringing? You know, were you in the country so you get the
No,
bell
we
ringing?
weren't in the country, but man, I'd be in trouble if I wasn't home at dinner
Yeah.
time.
So when I knew we had to be at home, you knew the street lights were on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
the street lights are on. You better be on your way home, or you're gonna get a whooping. You are gonna get a whipping, and
Did you
I'm not
ever-
talking about a
did you ever
Tyson
get a
beating.
whooping? I guess so. Huh?
My fiance's here looking
I
at me,
can
so I
tell you
can't
I got
lie.
one.
I have to tell the truth, and the truth would be,
I had one memorable one. I know that.
yeah, I think I've lost count on how many whoopings I probably talked my way out of. I did make the mistake one time of my mom. I was wearing jeans, and I pissed her off about something, and she snatched me up by the elbow, and she wailed on me with her hand, and I'm in jeans. So she's looking down at her hand while it's pulsating, and I bust out laughing.
Oh, that was a bad move.
Yeah,
ain't going
I mean, I didn't say I was a bright guy, right? It's just that did not work out well when Pop got home. So yeah, I should have just. But it was so funny. Her hand was all red, and it was like I could see it pulsating because those jeans, man.
So the question is, what's the number you dial?
Yeah. So back to the trivia question. What is the number that we used to dial to get the time? And of course, you know,
And had you dialed
Damien
that,
and
you
Justin
might not
have
have
no
gotten
idea what we're talking
No
about.
clue whatsoever.
You have no clue. You've never heard. You have
I don't.
I remember.
recall.
I just don't remember the number.
Okay, so you do
I was
remember
I think I was
there was
really
a
small.
I have a feeling that number's changed though.
It still works.
still
She's still
works.
no.
The number
Julie,
still works.
the
Oh my
number still
gosh.
works. Julie looked it up and called it, and she goes, oh, and y'all can't look it up. No GTS, no Google that stuff, right? The other question we came up with was what song was played when the TV went off the air at, I think, midnight? What song was played? Remember you had the, what do we call that? The snow? What was the
white noise.
like at 12 o'clock, everything goes blank. So that is our two fun trivia questions. We really want you to call in about any problems, issues you have with your house. We got a group, a panel of experts here that are here to serve the 757 and be able to help you guys fix your problems in your homes. So the other thing is, I did want to thank the callers that have called in the last couple of weeks. We have gone out. One I just talked to a couple of days ago, Charlie. Thanks for letting me come out. The cool part about Charlie was that he wanted to buy some insulation and spray foam for his attic. And you will find this hard to believe, but I was talking him out of spending money in spray foam and insulation in his attic, which I got to tell you, I don't do very often. But he was very involved in the house that he built 28 years ago and did a fantastic job being on the builder to doing the right thing and insulating. The man built 2x6 walls.
Wow,
This is 28-year-old house, bro.
that's great.
That's what I said. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He goes, no, it's
Like you had a
28
home
years
run
old.
For 28 years.
28 years ago, he was smart enough to put 2x6 walls. What is the benefit to that? Insulation.
Yeah, lots
The
of
insulation is thicker, and it's just going to be a more insulated house. Upstairs, they didn't do a bad job on the insulation. I mean, there was 28, years to it. There was a little wear and tear on it, but I mean, there wasn't any spray foam. There were some things we probably could have done, but I said, man, I just cannot give you a budget for re-insulating this house. I just can't with good ethics and good. I just can't do it. As much as I hate walking away from a job. But so anyway, while I was there, he did ask me to look at a couple other things that we're going to try and help for him. But I do appreciate customers coming in. I think part of the reason that people are calling in and asking for us to come in and help them with their houses, because we're not going out there just to sell them a job. I want to go out there, counsel people on the right thing, the right job, fixing the jobs. And how we do that is by fixing these jobs. That guy is not going to call anybody else when he has a problem on his house. He's like, This guy, I told him what I wanted. I wanted to spend money in insulation, and he wouldn't let me.
You know, I was, on this list that I told you I brought, one of the things was that people make mistakes on is overlooking energy efficiency during the build. And this guy hit it on the nose.
Dude, I was very impressed. He's a sharp guy. So most people, they just let the builder do what they do, and that's not always that you do need to stay on them, unfortunately. So those are kind of our calls. But 627-7979. Looks like we got quite a few calls. So that is what we're gonna go. So it looks like John, I think, is the first phone. Okay. Yeah. Hey, John.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
How are you?
Just looks like you got a couple questions for us.
Yeah, so I've got a 3-story house that I rent, and in the master upstairs, from where the bottom, the slide part of the window comes up, where that actually meets where it locks up, I get a lot of, I don't know if it's black mold necessarily or what it is. It has that kind of, soot look to it. I don't smell anything, but it's only upstairs in the master bedroom.
It's right around the actual window itself. Is that what you said? The seal?
No, so where the actual latches are for the window.
So I'm thinking if you got mold and mildew, typically when I see mold and mildew around a window, typically what I am okay. So the simple math is when hot touches cold, you cause sweat, condensation, and then eventually mold and mildew. What typically I have seen, and unfortunately we don't have Mike on the radio show tonight, but I will definitely have him give you a call tomorrow. But I'm thinking that maybe the window is not touching properly, is not sealing. What's the word I'm looking for, Alvin?
It's not properly sealed.
It's what's that connection, I guess, but just not sealing. So that the hot air from outside is touching the cold air on the inside, or vice versa. So the cold air is seeping in.
For sure.
Do you see it more in the summer?
Definitely in the summertime.
Yeah.
I've seen it now in the really cold nights when the house is a lot hotter. I can actually see it sweating, kind of beating by the window right there.
Well, you said you weren't sure it was mold, so one other option, and Chuck probably can play into this because he actually balances out air conditioning systems. You think it's sucking too much air or not? Like the load balance is wrong?
Could be a negative pressure on the house, or a positive, absolutely. So
we moved in last year, and the AC unit they had wasn't actually big enough for the house, so the owner had to actually put in a brand new AC. I mean, it works great, but I don't know. And there's 3 windows upstairs in that room too. So I mean, it's got a lot
Your
of
return might be a little bit bigger than the actual register, so you might actually be pulling air from the outside. And again, Chuck would be better to talk towards that.
I think I'm glad you gave us more information. Is great when you give more information. Like, you don't even realize that you give us more information by saying you got a brand new air conditioner. So one thing that could be happening is now. So you notice it more now than now since you replaced the air conditioner. It sounds like you put a bigger one in than the last one. So it's more now than it has been in the past.
Yeah, yes, Chuck, you probably need to do a load balance on that house.
So what's probably happened is and especially you said a tri-level house?
Correct.
Okay, so my first house I ever bought was a tri-level house, and you'd think, Chuck, you're so much smarter than that. An air conditioning guy buying a tri-level house is it's really bad. So I've learned a lot since the early 2000s, or actually that was probably in the 90s, but with a tri-level house, I mean, you can't beat God. Heat rises, cold air falls, the slab, the garage area, that's on the first floor where the slab is, that's always going to be too cold, and upstairs is always going to be too hot. So a lot of times what people do is they'll put in a bigger air conditioner, and when they put in a bigger air conditioner, you're going to make it super cold in those rooms, and that delta T is going to hit where the hot air, let's say that window is definitely leaking, so that hot air is seeping in, and as soon as it touches that cold, frigid air, especially in a newer air conditioner, which, does a really, really good job compared to the other air conditioners or the older air conditioners, that dew point is going to hit. It's going to sweat, condense, and then eventually mold and mildew. We have seen it on air ducts in the second floor, in the attics, where you have hot air seep down and touches that cold metal grill on the ceiling, and then we'll see mold and mildew and stuff grow around the outside of that grill. So it's kind of the same thing.
Do you think the unit is oversized and not cycling enough?
Probably oversized, but in a tri-level house, we've got to put. They've got to have dampers in the duct system to force more air upstairs than it does downstairs. There's so many. What I did in my house, my first tri-level house that I will never buy again, they're so hard to heat and cool. I ended up putting a 3-zone system in. I put a thermostat on the second floor, I put a thermostat on the first floor, and then the basement area or slab area, I put a thermostat there. So I ended up going, my house was about 1,800 square foot, so I had about a 3-ton unit. So I had 3 thermostats. So these dampers, motorized dampers, controlled by thermostats on each floor. So basically that middle floor never really came on. It would like bump on the hottest days or the coldest days, of the year. But typically the second floor is never going to cut off. Like it is going to run during the summertime. And during the summertime, that first floor, that damper is never really going to be open because all that cold air from the third floor or the tri-level house is going to seep down all that stairwell and get all the way down to that slab because you can't beat God. Heat rises, cold air falls, right? So then the other thing is during the wintertime, it's the same thing. The damper and the thermostat are going to be wide open trying to heat that slab, and then the hot air is going to rise through the big, stairwells up to that second floor. And that's never going to come on. So 75% of the time, the zone in the first floor is going to be running during the winter, and then vice versa. So during the summertime, it's going to flip flop.
100 square foot house, and it was built in 2008.
Okay. Yeah. The year of the house doesn't really matter. It's the science of the house. It is just going to be not a fun thing to do to heat and cool. I'd say 80% of the tri-level houses. I see a window unit on the third floor because they just gave up. They're just like this. I'm miserable in my bedroom.
Like my electric bill is through the roof. I mean, it's like $350 a month.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, and that could be an insulation or some spray foam and insulation could help in that matter.
Now, Chuck, do you ever see where like a mini split being utilized in a useful way in a tri-level like this?
I have. So there's a couple ways to skin a cat. Right? Yeah. So that is definitely another thing. I've had a customer. It was actually in Pocosin, Virginia. He had it wasn't a tri-level house, but it was a 3-level house. It was actually right on With Creek Road, and we ended up putting 5 mini split air handlers and 1 condenser. So you don't have to have 55 air conditioners. So we ended up putting a thermostat on each floor, controlled by the air handler on each floor. So like I said, it was like a sunroom. It was a first floor, second floor, third floor, and I think it was a master bedroom suite. So he had 5 indoor units, which anybody familiar with a mini split, I'll probably put some pictures up on our Facebook page to kind of show that to you. So what that looks like if anybody wants, or call 955-9415. Text me and I can send you some pictures of that. But basically 5 indoor units and 1 outdoor unit. It is a great system with mini splits. So fantastic way to do it. Back when was growing up and the mini splits, all we had was zoning. So, but no, that's a great one.
Well, we're quickly running out of time here for this portion of the show. But anything else that you've got, John?
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, John.
Cool. All right, just go to the next one.
And we'll run out to the next on the line. We got Ray in Hampton. Welcome, Ray.
Well, hey there, Chuck. I'm a happy, satisfied client, and Tyler takes care of me.
He is awesome. I love that kid.
Yes,
He is. I've known him since he was 10 years old. coached him in wrestling, coached and with his brother, Ziggy, who Ziggy works for us too now. So we love the Andrews family. They're fantastic.
Well, I got the number for the time.
All right. What is that?
844-9311.
844-9311.
Should we try it?
Yeah.
We'll have to. We got another one. We got another one based out of Norfolk, I guess.
And you hear this little chime, and she'd say the time. We used to call the time, and between the time she'd announce it, we had an automatic party line.
That is
You could talk
funny.
to other people who were calling the
That
time. It
is
was cool.
genius. That is funny. So you got any issues with the house or questions about your house?
No, I'm a rancher. I'm in Northampton. I'm fine. Tyler does fine. Everything's good. Y'all just
Well,
service everything.
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, so did I get the number right? You're too young, though.
It is not the number we have, but we're going to test that number to see if you're right.
It doesn't work. It went away about 30 years ago. But look it up, 844-9311 back in the 60s and 70s.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for calling in. We appreciate it.
That's right. And stay tuned for more 757 House Whisperer right here on Ask the Expert. It's News Talk 790 WNIS. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Here to News Talk 790 WNIS here on this Ask the Expert show with your friends from 757 House Whisperer. Find out more online at 757housewhisperer.com, 757housewhisperer.com, or call. Get a free consultation at 955-9415. That's 955-9415. And, of course, fill up our phone lines, 627-7979. And welcome back, Chuck and the gang.
Yes, hey, we're definitely waiting for your calls. 627-7979. Well, I think we just had a roofing guy fall off. Definitely call back.
Not off the roof, I hope.
627-79. No, not off the roof.
All
Yeah.
right.
You just showed me a picture
Although
of a
that
guy
can
rolling off
happen.
the roof and busted his tailbone.
Yeah, he did it on purpose, though. So can't help you there.
That is why you hire professional roofers that don't try. That don't try. Awesome, great.
like he's
So it
back.
looks like Tom is back on.
All right, welcome, Tom. How are you?
In an iffy area, but I work out in the country, and like 50% of the houses out there have metal roofs. And I talked to a roofing guy that does shingle roofs, and he said they're no good because they have like rubber gormets in them or something like that go bad. I'm just wondering what you guys
It's
think.
because he can't do metal roofs. That's
Well, no,
That's probably why.
I would say,
That's like going to
yeah.
the barber and asking if I need a haircut.
yeah,
Don't want to screw
absolutely.
down.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want an exposed fastener roof.
No,
on a house.
not at all. There's actually a few different kinds of metal roofs. There is what's called a 5V metal roof, and that's the one that has the neoprene fasteners through it. In my personal opinion, those are junk. Now, if we're talking about like a snap lock system or something, those are outstanding, but you got to start looking back at cost versus benefit. The asphalt shingles that we have around today are nothing like they were back in the past. They are, they do have a lifetime warranty on them through the manufacturer, and it really depends on kind of what aesthetics you're going for at your house. If you love the look of a metal roof, they are fantastic, but they are very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
absolutely.
expensive.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a barn that I painted instead of.
No, it
Redo
works. It works. We have coatings for that too.
Yeah,
we have coatings that go on those.
Yeah, we painted our barn red because
Nice.
who has a barn that doesn't have a red roof?
I
right?
mean, it kind of just goes together, right?
And you see it from miles.
Well, out in the country, especially where you got a lot of farmland, I mean, you get the aesthetic value from them. Now, a shingle roof does still look absolutely beautiful. It just really depends on kind of what fits your budget and really what you're looking for long term.
Yeah, what were you thinking about a metal roof for?
I'm just because I see so many out in the country, and
Yeah,
where I live, I work out in
makes sense.
Southampton County.
Yeah,
out in
makes
Southampton
sense.
County, everybody has them. I live in Virginia Beach. I don't see any at all. I'm just
No, and you're not really going to see a whole lot of them. More so in the city, but out in the country, they are everywhere. But like I said, it does go back to there are various different kinds of metal roofs. Some are a lot better than others. Back in like the old, the early 1900s, they had the old 5V ones, and that's all they had. The old tin roof is what they called them. And I mean, they suited the purpose, but we have a lot better products these days.
A couple things to think about, though, is, well, one is budget. If budget's not an option, maybe go that way. But
Right,
you also need to think about hail damage, things like that. I mean, we can call it a forever roof, but when that hail hits the metal,
Mother Nature's going to do whatever she wants, honestly.
Yeah, she's a bad girl. She is
Yeah,
bad.
well, I tell you.
You can't fight
Well,
Mother
give me an
Nature.
idea. Let's say I need my asphalt roof's going to be like $15,000. What are we talking with metal then on the same
Triple
size?
it easily.
yeah, most
Wow,
definitely.
really?
I was
would
going to
say-
guess double.
Yeah.
No, I would start
it's a
at
lot.
triple.
Again, that's why I say if money's not an option and you don't have a budget and you don't really care, go for the metal roof.
Well, yes.
but-
I mean, if it's out in the country, absolutely. I do like a metal roof out there, but when you start getting back in the cities, it doesn't make
And
sense.
typically, you're thinking about the country. I mean, they've been on that property for 100 years. It
Generations.
was the whole neighborhood that
Right.
put on the roof.
Yeah.
And
So all they had to do was pay for the metal. Now you have to pay for the labor.
If you're the biggest house in the block already in your neighborhood and you're going to sell sometime, you got to also be careful about overpricing yourself, and you may not get it back out of the house. If you're the most expensive house in the block, you might not be able to sell for what you think you're going to sell
Well,
for.
or not get
all
your
those
money back.
upgrades.
Well,
That's
not
right.
only that, but what he was talking about was the old, exposed fastener roofs. And
Yeah, don't put that on.
Those
Yeah,
are
don't.
no
Yeah.
good.
Even if it's
No
a
good.
screw down fastener, just those work great on storage buildings. You can get in
And that's
something
what my
that
farm
will
is.
leak.
That's what my
But
barn
don't,
is.
Don't
It's-
ever put
yeah.
it on a house, because you'll never find that leak, and you're definitely going to have a leak underneath one of those neoprene washers.
The sun beats on them and they just dry rot out. There's nothing you can do to stop it. We can fix them, but then that's just a whole nother additional cost. You please don't go down that route.
Yeah, it'd end up costing you more in the long run.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
a lot of lost sleep.
Yeah. So who's next? Who's up on that? Thanks for your call.
appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thanks for your call. I appreciate it.
And Chuck, maybe you need to throw this out as a trivia question next time, because you keep mentioning about your barn being red. Do you know why barns are red?
I do not.
Maybe another trivia question for another
that's
day.
next week.
But,
That's next week.
I don't want to spoil
Hey,
it.
before we do the next call, I do want to do a shout out to one of our partners, and that's Tommy Hines, the Perfect Home Remedy guy. Tommy Hines, he's provides $10,000 repairs. Like when we do any type of repairs, looking for more money, he can get as low as $60 a month. $20,000 for like $120 a month. He is the go-to perfect home remedy. So he just call in and 757-955-9514, and we will get you over to Tommy. But anything that you're trying to finance or refinance, or he does reverse mortgage, anything that he can do, he will help you get the money. So we call him the money guy. He's the get the money guy. So,
Well, if I don't have to pay it back, I'll talk to him
yeah,
about it.
absolutely. No, you got to pay it back. It's just he makes it more easy to pay
There
back.
are little catch points on that.
Yeah, heck yeah. If Tommy, you got money and don't want it back, then me and Justin
Hey,
want
I'm
it.
in.
But,
I'm all in.
Yeah, but he gives you so many options on lower payments and stuff like that. So he can really help you if you got any big repairs coming up. So, Justin, you want to tell us more about the roof and insurance scams going on now?
Oh man, yeah. I hate to say it that it's an actual scam, but I mean,
It's not. I'm just
there's a
kidding.
lot going on in the industry these days. Insurance companies are hounding homeowners. If you have what I've been seeing is the insurance company is looking at your house on Google Earth, and if it looks like it's an old roof on it, got the stains and the algae and this and that and the other, they send out basically a letter stating that you need to get your roof inspected. You need to, or replace it, or they're going to cancel your insurance. That's not always the case, but they are getting tough. They are actually trying to not cover roofs anymore. So that's a whole nother route to go down. Definitely, if nothing more than just an inspection, please give us a call. Let us take a look at it. We do have some paperwork that can kind of get the insurance off your back a little bit. Nothing is a fail-safe and a guarantee, but we can help any way that we can.
Yes, and the reason we got you over there in the corner is you have a face for radio.
Oh, that's
Just like us.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But another thing I did want to mention, though,
Beautiful brides and fiancés in the back. Yay.
is if you're out getting prices on any home improvements, really, please do as much research on any company that you can, that you're entertaining with. I hate to say it, but I've seen a lot of price gouging here lately. Not going to name no names. It's not my place, but research will help you in the long run 100%.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a great thing. The big thing about there is a right price for a job, and of course, any prices. It just seems like nothing is going down anymore. But there is a fair price for a great job, and that's what I like to call it. So there is a fair price. We've seen guys undercut. You got 3 guys out there at I'm just using around like a $10,000 job. You got three guys at 99, 10.5, 10.1, and then you got a guy at 4,800. Wow. It is you get what you deserve what you get.
And now, Chuck, that's not the other side. I mean, if you say some folks are at 10, I've seen some people here lately at 20.
Oh wow, for the same job,
for the exact same thing.
So there's definitely want to investigate. From Google My Business, all that stuff. There's a reason that all that stuff is out there is to protect homeowners. And that's why we started this show, was to try and find a group of contractors equally minded, equally yoked on, hey, look, let's do the right jobs and, hold each other accountable and refer each other and help each other do business, but also help the 757. There are so many good contractors out there, and we are surrounding ourselves with good contractors. I feel like good people hang around with good people, right?
Absolutely.
It's I'm just not gonna hang around with knuckleheads, right? So I want to hang out with good contractors and good people. So that's why we put the show together, is to help homeowners fix their houses. So you want to grab one of those calls?
Tom, I think Tom's next.
All right.
We got Tom on the line. Been holding patiently. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing well. Sorry for the long wait. Thanks for holding on.
Hey, no worries. I got the answer for that trivia question.
All right.
Is it 936-1212?
Gosh, we got all these numbers.
I've never
This
heard
is
of that one before.
936-1212.
Yeah.
Well, we will confirm that, but that is not the number we had. Julie's testing a number for us. So, but yeah, thank you for calling in. Hey, you got any questions about your house or any issues with your house?
Oh, yeah. Since you're the house whisperer, you could always come out here to Pungo or whisper to my house.
Yeah.
My house would probably talk back to you.
Yeah, no, Pungo is a great place. I got a friend of mine that has, I think, 5 acres out there, which is not common in Virginia Beach to have that much room.
Flooding for today from the coastal flooding warnings?
No, it's no problem.
Oh, good.
Well, that's awesome.
Very good.
That is
Glad
awesome.
to hear that.
That is awesome. So, all right, well, let's get to the next call. Thanks a lot for calling in, Tom.
Do you have any military discounts or anything like that?
We do. We do. Absolutely. I was raised by a Navy Seabee. So if you're familiar with the Seabees, my dad can fix anything. He is 78 in April, and my fiance has to chase him off of ladders all the time because he's always trying to do something. I yelled at him to get off the ladder, and he didn't move. So I called my 99-pound fiance, Julie, and she got him off that ladder. He was off the ladder before she got to him. So, yeah, he's stubborn. But if anybody's had a relationship with a Navy chief, I do not have to tell you, that man is pig-headed. He is stubborn as a mule. So, but yeah, no, we definitely have military discounts. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Next up on the line here, 627-7979, or you can always get your consultation scheduled. Call offline. Call 757-955-9415. That's 955-9415, or go online to 757housewhisperer.com. That's 757housewhisperer.com. Back out to the phone lines. We've got Brett in Virginia Beach up on the lines. Been next up on the list. Welcome, Brett.
Hey, I believe I have the answer that you guys are looking for.
All right, what's that answer?
622-9311.
Ding, 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 ding. That is the one. That is the one. Man, these people are calling in all these other numbers. Was the other one 936? That didn't work? It didn't work. Yeah, so Julie's testing all the lines. But that is the one, and it still works.
Yeah, I'm like 50 years old. That number is like imprinted in my brain. you know.
But now everything we have has a number on. I mean, has the time on it.
I have a
mean,
feeling
or
the call volume's going to go up on that number today.
Hey, yeah, that's right. The call volume's definitely going up. So the real number is 757-622-9311. So if you're out and about and you can't figure out your time, your phone, I don't know, I guess if you don't have your phone.
Are we going to call from a payphone there,
You
Chuck?
call from a
what are we going to do here, brother?
With the jokes. Is that an old joke? That's an old joke. Man, no respect around here, man. Rodney Dangerfield over here. No respect. No, so, hey, do you got any questions about your house? Any problems on your house you need to get fixed?
I don't, but I do have a comment, though. Okay. I've been in the mechanical field in this market for about 30 years, and recently listening to you guys, I think that what you got going on here is a really good thing for the community. And I hear you say many times, sometimes if you don't have a question, you might ever hear somebody saying something about a question that's going to help a lot of people. So I really enjoy the show. I'm an avid listener, of late since I realized that y'all were on. So I just appreciate what you're doing for the community.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That was very kind.
That's really cool.
That was very kind.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to do it.
Yep.
So, thank you, sir. Yep, we got a break coming
Best
up.
of luck to you.
Yeah.
That's right. Again, more information, go online to 757housewhisperer.com or call 955-9415. And stay tuned for more right here on News Talk 790 WNIS. We'll be right back. WNIS News Time 6:53. We're here live and local with 757 House Whisperer. Find out more online at 757housewhisperer.com or call. Get your free consultation scheduled at 955-9415. Welcome back, guys.
All right, so it looks like we've got a question coming off of our Facebook page, off of Chuck Worley Facebook page, that's connected to 757 House Whisperer. But the question is from Miss Becky is, how can you protect your pipes under the sink? Under the sink when you're on a slab. Well, that question's a little bit easier. It should be, because unless you have the heat off in your house, the pipes underneath your sink should not be freezing, because you're not freezing. So if your pipes underneath the sink are freezing, that means you forgot to turn the heat on. But what I thought it said was the question was, how do you protect the pipes in the slab? Well, our normal ground temperatures, right around 50. So typically you're not gonna, pipes in the slab are typically not gonna freeze. I'm not saying it can't happen if you had a lot of wind or a lot of cold, or if it's connected to the outside or close to the outside of the slab, like say what you were talking about, your spigot, the spigot on the outside. If it's on the outside and you got wind blow and wind chill and it's 12 degrees outside, that maybe could happen. But typically in the middle of the slab, unless, like I said, you turn your heat off, the heat in the house will help to keep the slab tempered, and you should not have that problem. But one thing that triggered my another question, somebody just like I think. What was that guy's name? Dwayne, that he just thanked us a few minutes ago for serving the community, helping with questions and answers on houses. One thing that I brought and made me think of was when you have metal like ductwork in your slab or piping in your slab, it can cause it to rust. So getting so cold and frigid, they can sweat and can condense, maybe not freeze, but sweat and condense. And then when that happens, you can start getting rust inside the duct systems. You can. There's just so many problems that can happen in a slab. So I do like crawl spaces. Not crazy about slabs, but freezing in a slab is pretty. It's not normal. It's not normal.
And if your pipe is coming from the outside wall and you just can't, you have a continuous problem with that, you may just have to let the sink drip. A simple solution, just let it drip on those really, really cold days.
Yeah, you definitely want to do that. I have a tankless water heater on the outside of my house because I had a 1936 farmhouse, and all the space that comes inside that 1,400 square foot. So I like this house. I've been here for, I guess, 2001. I think I bought it, but it was really small. No pantry. It's just really small. So. My way of creating space in the house was to move the tankless to the outside wall and actually have it vent outside, run the gas line outside. Everything is outside, so it gave me some space inside the house, which is very much needed. So, any other questions coming? I guess we got a couple trivia questions. We can finish. Got a couple people that called in about the trivia, so let's finish that up. Go ahead, whoever's next. I can't see that far.
Jonita's first up on the line. Welcome, Jonita. How are you? Thanks for holding.
Oh, fine. My name's actually Juanita, but that's
Juanita.
My bad.
Yeah, sorry, Miss Juanita. We saw Ray was right. We called the number, both 804 and 757, and it did not. Yeah. It was dead. Was it just an old one?
I know for sure is right. The end of it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we had the 622-9311. Was the winner chicken dinner. So they and it still works today, which is really crazy, because if you have a phone, why would just look at your phone for the time? Don't call. So, well, thank you for calling in. Do you have any questions on your house?
Not really. I'm just finishing up working on my kitchen, having someone work on my kitchen, and they're doing a good job and a fair price, but. I think the company there you're talking about sounds great. And sounds like somebody that, people ought to call if they have anything going on.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
7 days a week. So
congratulations on your new kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get to the next one? Well, thank you very much, Miss Juanita.
Yep. We've got Mary on the line. Last call to the show. Well, no, Mary is hung up, so we've lost Mary. And let's see here. We've got David on the line in Emporia. Welcome, David.
You got the last call. You got the last 2 minutes.
90 seconds.
90 seconds.
Deal. Well, the sad part is I'm 65 years old, and I knew that the right number was 757-622-9311.
And you know what? We are still going to send you a gift card for the right answer.
Oh, bless your heart. And listen, I want to tell you guys something real quick. I'm a Class A general contractor of 54 years. And I listen to y'all every week, and I'm very proud of y'all that there's somebody out there that's still telling people the right way to do it. And thank y'all for that so much.
Man, that is very. Man, we have had some great calls tonight, but that takes the cake, man. And for a fellow contractor, man, that means a lot.
Hey, Chuck, you gonna send him 2 gift cards for that one?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to send you 2 gift cards. So your wife's gonna love you with 2 Starbucks cards.
That's 54 years, guys. I've been out here, so I've seen it all. Okay.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the kind words.
Y'all have a blessed evening.
You too, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, does it for the show.
That's it. Yeah, thank you guys for listening in. Thank you for Facebook Live. I think I got it to work. So.
All right, and more information again, 757housewhisperer.com. 757housewhisperer.com. Call 955-9415. 955-9415. I'm Damian Hall with WNIS.
The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by Worley Home Services, who's entirely responsible for its content.